Good morning, everybody. I'm Klokinator, and today I want to try doing something a little bit different than what I usually do. Today I'm actually making a tutorial for King Arthur's Gold. This is going to be a tutorial on how to make a proper base in Take the Halls game mode. So, the first thing you need to know about Take the Halls is that you start with one hall, and then as you can see up here at the top, there's a blue hall, two neutral halls, and a red hall. You have to take all four of these in order to win, in order to progress. One of the most important things that people screw up a lot when they're playing Take the Halls is that they don't make a very good base. You need to have factories on top that produce items for your team to use, and your base needs to be very what's the word? Accessible. It needs to be able to make it that way people can easily climb up to the very top of the floor if they need to. It needs to be protected against enemy bomb jumpers who land on the top and start destroying it. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make pretty much the perfect Take the Halls base. It's not 100% flawless because I got interrupted while I was making this because I made this on a live server with people. So some guy came in and kind of messed it up while I was doing it, but I managed to fix it up pretty good after that. So just watch this and I will provide you a general overview. Alright, so as you can see I have started the match. This is a pre-recorded game. I'm not playing this live. So the first thing that you'll notice that I'm doing is that I've cleared off a spot over here and a spot over here. This is important so that way when your people spawn they can either jump up to the sides. Well, they can jump up either through one side or the other. That's important because if an enemy falls inside here and he's like slashing around, you'll be able to jump up from one side and hit him from the back or jump up from the other side. It's also important that you don't build up through the middle. I see a lot of people do this. They break right up through the middle and then they put a whole bunch of ladders right here. And what happens is when you spawn standing about like 2 inches off the ground, like maybe a block off the ground. So when you have to move forward, you're slowed down by the ladders, which is very annoying. And if you try to hop, you don't hop, you just kind of move upwards through the ladder. So it's important you do this and you don't ladder spam. That's probably the '1 rule I would say when building a Take the Halls base, is you do not put ladders anywhere. If you build your base right, you won't need them, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Alright, so let us continue watching. So I'm telling this guy, I've got this tower. It's my way of communicating and saying, I'm working on the tower, I don't need help. In fact, I'd prefer you don't help me. A lot of the time, though, people ignore this, as one of these people around here will eventually. One thing that makes doing this and Take the Halls bearable is that if you manage to do it right, you can continuously get towers. Now, as you can see, I put one stone door right here, and then I have a wood door right there too. I like to build in layers. It gives the enemy something to slash at uselessly, and it saves more resources. So then eventually what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a wooden door right here, and I'm going to make all of this stone. So that way if an enemy does manage to get inside my tower, theoretically speaking, then what'll happen is he'll fall down inside here and he won't be able to do anything. He'll slash at the door and create an opening, but he won't actually be able to get in. It's important that you always do something to distract your enemies, in my opinion. That's what I like to do. And eventually this guy's going to come down here and help me out, I think, and he's going to put some stone doors down in here and down over around here. That's always a good idea to do, because usually you've got your base builder guy who's busy building the base up top and doesn't have time for the stuff down here. So if you were to happen to see me on a server, on Take the Halls server, and I was building the base like I'm doing right now, then yes, coming down here and not helping with this, but coming down here and putting down stone doors would be very helpful. Alright, so one of the first things that I've done is if you stand on this block and on this block, 3 away from the wall, so 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and then you put down your first shops, or factories, I guess. You put down your first factories. They'll be evenly spaced inside the hall. This is very important. And then you'll have one layer of stone over here and one layer of stone over here. Now, if I had the time, I didn't get to do it in this video, but what I would do is I would put an entire layer of wood on the outside of this stone, and then maybe put another layer of stone on the outside, only on the enemy side. You don't need it on this side, because odds are if the enemy bomb jumps over and falls over on this side, he's only going to have like maybe 1 bomb, probably not 2. So here, I've actually fucked this up slightly. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to put one block basically coinciding with this block directly above it and coinciding with this block, a solid block. Then you put wooden platforms facing up. So the idea is a person can jump up, pop up through here, wall ride and jump up, wall ride and jump up, and he'll be able to keep doing this. You want about 3 layers for your base. Any more than that's a waste because I think you run out of workers. So yeah, this one's slightly too close to the wall. And I ran out of resources right here, so I was just hopping around trying to figure out what I could do that would be useful. If I was smart, I would have run down here and started breaking this, or maybe putting a wooden door right here. But I got to that eventually. So I break this open, and I just start stacking this up a little bit higher. I need enough for about two more layers of factories, I do believe. And then I noticed my mistake right here, and I was going to start breaking this, but I decided against it. So now we've got 2 more factories, and I'm going to start, yep, here I go, putting up another wall. This time I didn't fuck this up. This is about the time where the other guy starts building a bunch of stuff over here, and then he comes... Oh, no, it's this guy right here. He comes and fucks up what I'm doing. Because he's like, hey, I'll help, and then it doesn't help. No? Maybe it was this guy right here. I can't remember. Yep, it was definitely this guy. He starts building right across the top. Terrible! Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to have... Ideally, I didn't get to do it with this build because of this guy, but I would have 2 doors right here, 1 wood, 1 stone, and then 2 doors over here, wood and stone, and then I'd probably layer them 2 across, like a wood here, and a stone here, and a stone here. It's the most effective way to save resources. And see, this guy took the crate, because, you know, a lot of people get angry that they don't get to use the crate, so... He's just interfering with what I'm doing. It annoys me when people come in, like, what is this block even supposed to do? It was just pointless. So now if I had just collapsed from right here, it would have been quicker, but this would have fallen down and broken some of the factories, so thankfully this guy went away to leave me back to what I was doing. Unfortunately, I hit the limit right there, the height limit, so I was really praying that this guy didn't take this crate, because I need these crates. I have no idea what this guy's doing. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. Unfortunately, that one stupid stone that he placed got in my way, so I have to sit here and take time to break it, which takes, 5 seconds. Which doesn't seem like a lot. I mean, 5 seconds, it seems very minor, but it's really not. It's a lot of time spent. And because he made this useless wall thing over here, I decided to just keep putting my stone blocks all the way across. And then I saw I had 50 stone left over, so I put a stone door right there, and a wood door right there, like I said, layering. Now what I would do ideally, what I would do ideally is then I would put a row of wooden platforms facing up, because sometimes I've had bomb jumpers come up, and then they drop a mine on top, and then, like they kill you when you come up to get them, and they use your corpse to detonate the mine. So what you can do is, if you put wood platforms facing up, those are barely affected at all by mines and bombs and drills. So you can destroy them with slashes, and then you can drop the mine below it, but most people don't do that because they assume that they're flimsy wooden platforms. It's important to use wooden platforms for that reason. Another thing I want to talk about is research, because research is very important in Take the Halls. What it does is it allows you to build factories based on the research tech that you've accumulated. It takes a while for this to research. It takes a long time to get to the warboat, and then a slightly shorter time to get to the catapult. Now, there are 3 technologies that are, I'm not going to say worthless, because I guess that they have their uses, but they're pretty much unneeded 98% of the time. That would be mounted bow. That would also be, what is this called? Longboat. Longboat, mounted bow, and usually you don't ever need a bakery, but it's a starting one, so it doesn't really matter. What I would recommend doing is, if you were to, say, play a clan war with someone, or you had a lot of teamwork going, maybe you were team speaking with your friends, then what you'd want is you'd have one guy go out and mine enough gold to be able to buy a ballista, because you don't need this. And if you research one tech tree, you can't get the other one except by getting, gold blocks and then going down to the trader and purchasing that technology as a scroll. And then you have to activate the scroll inside the hull. Now, someone had already purchased demolition, which I didn't realize, and someone else already purchased drill. That's a waste, by the way, purchasing the drill technology, because drills only give you 50% resources, so it's a pretty big waste to purchase them, and it costs you stone to make. So really, you're getting the drill just to drill for stone, and you're paying stone to get it. So it's a complete waste. I would never use it. If I were you, if I were the player doing this, then what I would spend gold on is either ballista, bomb arrows, or the, this is pyrotechnics, that's what it is. Demolition's also a pretty good one because it's an N tier. It takes the longest to get to, but ideally you'd want to get ballista, and then maybe get demolition after that. So anyway, that's just my personal preferences. I'm sure some people would probably have a different opinion. So here I am. I decided to research for this tech tree, because I always research for this tech tree. and then I'll probably end. I was going to research for this one, but they already had 2 of them done, and water ammo's pretty good, but not nearly as good as bomb arrow, so I decided to go for bomb arrows after this. Wait, I ended up going for ballista? I don't remember why I did that. Yeah, clearly I had no idea what I was doing. I was trying to formulate a plan because I didn't expect that someone had purchased half the other tree. So now all the rest of this video is just me quickly cleaning up. I put a wooden door right there. And another thing you would do is you would probably put wooden doors throughout all of these gaps. I don't know if I had enough wood to do that. We will find out here in a second. Yeah, I had enough wood. Bam. And that's it. That's the whole video. So thanks a lot for watching. I hope this will help you out a lot in your Take the Halls endeavors. Klokinator, I'm clocking out.